So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Be live with us. Get the plays in real time. Take part in our chat. Of course, get the best numbers. Before we get underway, just a couple of things to let you know about our promo code. You can save 20% off all our premium pick packages. When you use the promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. You may post your picks in the comments below. And, of course, our sites, Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to our long-term passes. Find our premium plays here at the center of the page, as well as our best plays, which are premium picks there, as you can see. Follow the hot cappers, by the way, like Ramon Scott, who's been on fire, Hollywood Sam, Nick's been doing well, Morning Steam Team, Mindy there leading the way here for 2023. Of late here, Collins has been hot. Our GM has been doing great work. And, of course, Tiffany has been on fire here as well. You see the numbers here over the last 30 days. She's been on fire, guys. So go ahead, click, and get signed up. Of course, you'll find our latest premium picks here, center of the page. Click the tabs for our best bets, our promotional $15 pick, and our multi-packs, which offer great value. And scroll down a little more, and you'll find our pick ticker. If you purchase the plays a la carte with team versus team information. All right, let's get this one underway today. With us today on the show, we've got Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. All right, let's get underway here on Game Day Picks. We'll get started here with Mindy. I'll catch her over at Tony'sPicks.com. She's doing great work up there. We'll bring in Mindy right now. I think we're ready to roll here. Here's Mindy Hahn. Mindy, how's it going?
Here I am. I'm doing well.
All right, great. All right, tonight we're going to be looking here. The one primetime game in Major League Baseball on this getaway, I guess, Wednesday, although there's 10 games tomorrow. But anyway, Blue Jays will be at the Royals here. We know our man Manoah's on the hill. We'll see how he handles that pitch clock. He didn't last very long in his last start, got pounded a little bit. Of course, your Royals are your Royals.
Right.
That's who they are. Right? We see Toronto Blue Jays laying big numbers here on the road, total 8.5.
They are who we thought they were, Tony, and we let them get away. But yeah, Kansas City here versus Toronto. We're going to take a look at the total tonight. So you can see that sitting there at 8.5 runs. I usually consider it to be, like the Kansas City or, the Royals, my daytime team, and the Angels, my nighttime team, because that's usually about how it goes, but not today. We went ahead and switched it up here. So we got to watch the Royals in prime time. Good luck, everyone, with that. But today we got 2.83 runs here on the season for this Kansas City Royals team on offense. But actually over their last three, they've been playing a little bit better. They're sitting at about 4.67 runs over their last three. Toronto, on the other hand, they're averaging 4.80 runs per game. But over their last three, sitting at about 4.33. So each of these teams are producing, quite a few runs here in this second series. Kansas City on defense has been allowing about 4 runs per game, but actually over the last three, they've been doing a little bit worse, allowing 5.33 over their last three. And then it's kind of the same thing here with Toronto. They still have been allowing close to 6 runs a game here on defense. But of course, they did have to play, maybe a little bit more of a high-powered offense with that Cardinals team in the last series. But yeah, Tony talked about Manoah, right? He only lasted 3.1 innings last time with a 13.50 ERA. Greinke, on the other hand, he was, not great either. Went 5 innings, gave up 3.38 runs. Greinke here, he is a 5-5 with a 4.08 ERA here in his 15 appearances versus Toronto. But ultimately, I think it might be one of these that it kind of comes down to the bullpen, right? This Kansas City bullpen's been awful, giving up 5.03 runs per game. They've given up 4 home runs and 8 walks in their outings. So for me, I think this one, I'm going to maybe give Kansas City a chance, right? On the morning show, I gave them out at plus 1.5. So I think maybe they can hang in there. But I do think this one is going to get over the total of 8.5 runs here today, Tony. Just with not so great of, starting pitcher and a not so good a Kansas City bullpen. That's why I think it's going to get over the total here today. All right, and it looks like we have, moderate temperatures, about 50 degrees or so. Maybe some wind.
All right, here we go. Mindy here. Royals, Blue Jays over 8.5 runs in this one. And of course, Mindy, looking at this one, of course, the Blue Jays are hitting pretty well. And that's one thing you can count on here. And if Greinke's not on, if they can get out, they've seen him before. He got it. You got his contract, right? He finished strong last season. He was just one of those veterans that was in question whether or not he'd come back, but Royals invited him back again. And of course, as you mentioned, you covered it all there. Here, it's that Royals bullpen that keeps you worried. And of course, the Toronto bullpen had their issues last year. I don't know if it's maybe a matter of time before we see him blow up. But Manoah can't like those 9 earned runs he allowed in that first outing. 9 hits, 2 homers, and 2 walks in 3 1/3.
Yeah, and we know not keeping the ball down and getting those home runs out of the park just will, hurt you. And plus, too many walks. It seems like there's been a lot more walks, so maybe that has a little bit to do, with the pitching clock also. Maybe they're hurried a little bit before they get into some rhythm here. But the thing is these two teams historically maybe have played a little bit more to the under, but that doesn't seem to be the way that it's going here in this series. Especially, if I take a look at just where we set out with this 8.5 run line here by Vegas, where it's set. When they're sitting at 8.5 here, Toronto, they're 4-1 in their last 5 to the over. And with Kansas City, they're 5-1 in their last 6 with that run total set at 8.5. So a little bit more indications based off of historical trends on this one here as well.
All right, Mindy here on Royals Blue Jays over total of 8.5 runs. This one, a start time 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com. Actually showing good results here for 2023. Of course, today, big card NBA, 8 games in the NBA, a couple more, still 3 to go from Major League Baseball. We have a game starting bottom of the hour. Your Angels in action here. Top of the hour. Ohtani is on the hill. We'll have a pick on that later on the show today. And of course, 3 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
We'll only have 1 on the ice today, so had that one locked in early this morning. Ramon and I couldn't come to, I think we were on the same page on a lot, but didn't quite come to full consensus. If you had watched the show, Ramon saved a little bit for his side for the best bets, and I saved one on my side. And then, of course, I will be in on 3 games in the NBA. I was looking at a lot more of those, but the lines just kind of went too far for me on some of the totals that I was looking at. I mean, there's been a lot of action today, from where these opening lines went in the NBA to where they are now, a lot of volatility. So it's going to be interesting to see how these games play out. But I do have 3 that I think are my best plays, so you can pick up a guaranteed 3-pack from me as well. So if I don't lose, you get your credits back. So it's kind of a win-win situation there. For you. And then also I'm in, pretty heavy, I would say, here for this afternoon. I did go ahead and put out a 5-pack early on here. Of course, we're looking at, we're in prime time. I mean, we don't have too much else. Like you said, I think the last games here started around 3 o'clock, so in about an hour or so. So not much action unless you want to go ahead and get just, a regular per game package on that one, right? So we do guarantee just our single games. So that's the way you got to go ahead and play this one. Don't have any, pre-package for you. So you can go out there and select a la carte which one you would like. And of course, you still get the guarantee on that as well. And be sure to use the promo code TonyT at checkout on all of these single game packages. Or, daily packages that you can get. Otherwise, catch me on something a little bit longer term, right? Like a 7-day, 30-day, year-long package. Or you can even get Mindy and Ramon as a 2-for-1 capper promotion there as well. So we have a lot of options here at Tony's Picks to find exactly what you need for what you're looking for. Make sure you get one of those. Pick it up now. Don't wait.
Don't wait. Get on board with Mindy Hunt over at Tony'sPicks.com, showing good results for 2023. And of course, right now, Mindy over on the side, as she mentioned here, 3-pack from the NBA, also an NHL guaranteed best bet on the board. So get on board there with Mindy. And of course, you can go longer term. That 1-month all sports pass will get you all of Mindy's pre and plays for 30 days. All baseball, NHL, that will get you in the NHL playoffs. Remember, about a week from now, about a week from tomorrow is when. Actually, no, a week from today, 11th is when we end the NHL regular season on the 11th of April. So that will get you a little bit of, get you plenty of playoff action here, probably into the second round as well as NBA. Of course, we got the play-in round next week, then the playoffs again the following week. So about a good 3 weeks of playoff action there with that 1 month pass here from the NBA. Of course, all the baseball with these big cards. So get on board with Mindy Han over at Tony's Picks. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. You can access Mindy's page. Click the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Then you'll land right at Mindy's page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Mindy. We have a Twitter account for you that you control. It's Tony's Picks Mindy, so people can follow there for more picks and stuff. And of course, Morning Steam back today on a Tuesday with a lot of content, all the pro games covered. And of course, they can find more content at the Discord.
That's right. My free play is going to be in the Cubs and Reds today. Oh, wait, I was kidding. It got postponed, so you'll have to wait and find that one out later. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at some NBA action. So that's going to be on my Twitter account here today. So go ahead and check me out at Tony's Picks Mindy there on that. And then also catch us on the Morning Steam every Wednesday through Monday, 8 a.m. Central, where we go over the full card for the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB. So we're having a lot of fun doing that here so far. Folks are a little unhappy with how the NBA went yesterday, so we're going to have to make sure that we get back into business, and we think Team Steam did it today. We have a couple plays here me and Ramon do for the NBA today, so you can always pick those up. We do package all of our consensus plays on Tony's site as well, so you can pick those up, for a guaranteed price there as well. And then also make sure you catch us in the Discord. We finally found out who Ember Eldridge was. She was the winner of our college tourney, the Final 64 March Madness bracket. So it looks like she's coming in on some Kobe steak, I believe.
Wow.
Beef, so I think that's a good choice right there. Even though I think on her selection it said sake as well. I don't know if that's going to be included. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So now we just have to wait for Ramon and Mark to get us their selections, and everyone will be set with their free food. Congratulations to all the winners. We had a good time with it. So make sure you join in the Discord. We have a lot of fun there, of course. So we'll definitely have more contests soon, and I think we can just fill it with a whole bunch of same-game parlays. Mark was out there telling me that we could get, a whole bunch of free stuff today on DraftKings. So, So a lot of good stuff there. So make sure you join us in the Discord. Totally free, and you get a lot of good information.
That's right. A lot of good information there on the Discord. Just follow the link. You see the link there that is pinned to the top of our live chat. And get on over there. A lot of great content out there. A lot of picks, a lot of prop plays. Stuff we don't cover here on the show, which are all your player props, team props. You'll see great content up there on the Discord. Over 100 now, folks. And none of these folks, pretty much all of them, are folks that watch our live stream, because that's where we advertise it. I haven't advertised it site-wide. We haven't advertised it yet on all my individual videos. So it's been pretty much our live stream. So we kind of know everybody there, and everybody's using their YouTube account, right? If you're watching us live, you got to have a YouTube account, right? So people are using their YouTube account, and we're getting it, and we know who everyone's there. I kind of like it that way. So that's our Discord there. So check it out, guys, and get signed up in there. And of course, find Mindy at Tony's Picks Mindy. Of course, that's where more content from Mindy comes across. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you on the show. Continue great success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, even though I am a crazy cat lady, it wasn't officially me. That was someone else. So I'm glad that other folks, like cats as much as I do.
Yeah, that's right. Amber is crazy cat lady in the Discord, says Ramon. Okay, so there you go.
I thought it was Mindy for sure. Like she was fooling us.
That's right. Well, maybe she had. That's right. Maybe she was fooled. No, she wasn't. So congratulations to everybody there who won and participated in that fun thing, courtesy of Mindy. All right, Mindy, have a great rest of the day. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, take care.
You got it. Mindy Han here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here on Game Day Picks, Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We want you guys live with us. Get the plays in real time. Let's get the best numbers here with those picks. Let's continue on. Actually, let's continue on here. Let's see what we got rolling here for you guys. I think we're going to... let's see, do we have it set up here? Let's see, I think we do have it set up. We're going to go into the, let's see, let's get you up here. I want to get you guys some updates here because we do have games in progress here. So let me see if we can pull up our scoreboard screen here right now. Just give you a little quick scoreboard update on some of the games that are in progress. If you didn't catch it earlier, the Cubs and Reds were postponed today due to bad weather. That will be made up as a doubleheader September 1st. And of course, we got games that are right now in action as we speak. Of course, let's pull up the data here for you right now. And we'll let you know, get you up to date. We're still working on some of the, it's already set up. We're just still working on some of the newer features here that we have now on our show. As we told you earlier, the Cub game is postponed. And of course, we will get into the, let's see, let me get to my scoreboard. Here we go. We're into the scoreboard. And of course, the Cubs Reds, as you guys know, were postponed. In progress right now, Rays and Nationals. So the Rays look like they continue here their dominance of this Nationals team. 7-2 here, end of 8 innings. So the run line in play here. Rays again looking good. Just has crept over the total. Phillies and Yankees in progress. So Yankees have pushed across 2 more. They were up 2-1 earlier, but now top of the 8, 4-1 Yankees against the Phillies. Total still in play here, 6.5. That's a total of 5 right now. Yankees were big favorites coming in. Twins and Marlins. Marlins expanded their lead now, 5-1 on the Twins. Twins haven't struggled scoring here the past 2 games. Held 1 yesterday, 1 today so far. Braves and Cardinals. Braves up 5-1 on this Cardinals team that are struggling right now. And that one's bottom of the 8th inning. And of course, right now we've got Pirates and Red Sox. Pirates again, getting the job done again. Where's the scoring from Boston here? Just 4-0 here. This game could be going under again. It went under yesterday. Remember, Boston tried to heavily over to start the season. Mets and Brewers, we just saw a 2-run homer here not too long ago by the Mets. They're up 6-4 here. Bottom of the 5th against the Brewers. And of course, Orioles and Rangers locked up in a 2-2 tie here, end of the 5th. Top of the 5th, White Sox up 2-1 here on the Giants. Of course, Dylan Cease in action against Cobb. Pretty good pitching matchup. It's low score so far. Total there 7.5. Tigers and Astros, bottom 5th here. Astros now up 4-1. Total of 8 here. We'll see how that rolls. Detroit, a light-hitting team, but they were able to push across some runs in this series, taking the first 2. Guardians and Athletics starting here. Bottom of the hour here. Guardians here, minus 125. Total of 8 in this one. Of course, a little later as well, Angels, top of the hour, Angels and Mariners. Angels at $1.66, total 152. Sorry, the total here was 7.5. Mariners take back is plus 152. Flexen and Otani in that one. Of course, we just talked about the Royals game as the Royals and the Blue Jays got together. And of course, you guys know the postponement here with the Cubs and the Reds. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. We'll welcome Ron Scott. You'll catch him over at Tony's Picks. I'll bring him in right now. Ron, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, it was Pete Alonso with that home run in the Mets game. 2 of them for Big Pete today. He's ready for the season underway here. Pete Alonso, 2 home runs today. And, Miami just closed out the Brew Crew, 5-2, the final there in that one. Minnesota, you know that. Miami over Minnesota, 5-2. It's a final in Miami.
All right, final there. So 2 straight wins for Miami there against the Twins in this series. All right, tonight we go to the NBA. Interesting game here as we have the Raptors and the Boston Celtics here with Boston here favored 3, total 223.5.
Yeah, a lot of upset people. I know I'm trying to keep them organized in the Discord a little bit, Tony. Things are getting a little crazy in the NBA. There's just 3 games left, you guys. Don't worry. The playoffs are here, or the play-ins, whatever they're called. But don't be afraid to look at the way these lines move, and don't be afraid to go against what might be call it anti-obvious, right, with some of these plays, especially the big favorites laying a bunch of points. Just lay it. Things like that, Tony. Only a couple more days to go. We'll be in that play-in tournament. Let's talk about one team. Both teams will be in the playoffs, but one is likely in the play-in tournament. That's the Toronto Raptors. They clinched their play-in berth on Sunday, 128-108 over Charlotte. Then they came back and beat them again last night, 120-100, back-to-back 20-point victories over the Hornets. And now Toronto, they do have motivation to get to the number 8 or number 7 spot, even just to avoid that. You talked about it, Tony, the format of the play-in, where you got to either play 2 games if you're in that low slot, or just 1 game if you can get to the high slot. So Toronto has motivation here, and look at the line move. Look, I took Boston on the morning show, but Toronto is live in this game. I just thought the line had gone down to 2.5, and that maybe Boston still has the wherewithal to be a little bit motivated. They're trying to stay ahead of Philadelphia. Maybe their spot might lend to the fact that Toronto is very, very live in this game because of the motivation factor. And we'll see what Boston does with the personnel. I'm playing the total here on this one. Boston is the likely number 2, Tony. They trail Milwaukee by 3 with 3 left. They do hold the tiebreaker. Obviously, they'd have to go, complete sweep, and then Milwaukee, of course, would have to go into the tank a little bit over the last couple of games here this season. So looks like Boston solidified there. They lost to Philly let me correct. They lost to Joel Embiid last night. Man, Embiid in the mid-range, he's unstoppable. 103, 101. Embiid 52 points as the Sixers held on for that 103-101 win. Now, will Boston, their big questions, and it's questions that we have all the time on the Morning Steve, but more so over the last week or 2 or 3, is who's going to play tonight. Now, Brown missed the game last night, but he's listed as probable today. He has a back injury. Robert Williams, he's injured. He's not on the injury report today, but he missed the game. So, we'll see. I think he might be in there. Big Al, he's out for Boston. So missing there. Will Tatum play? He's got a hip injury. He listed as questionable right now. Like I said, given Boston's situation, this is what's important. We'll get this news shortly. But Tatum, he's listed as questionable. Will he be in there? Marcus Smart, he's questionable. I would think Marcus Smart might be out of this game. So right now, Boston a 2-game lead over Philadelphia with those 3 games left. So still a little bit precarious, but looks like Boston probably number 2 seed. So I'm going to look for this game to be a little bit more like their last meeting. Boston won 116-110 back in December in Toronto. That was an under, even though it was over this number. Also, they played in January, just 106-104. Boston won that one. These teams will play game number 4 of the season series on Friday night. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two have gone under. Toronto is 7-19 to the under against teams above 500. Meanwhile, Boston is 10 of their last 12 games have gone under against teams above 500. So I think in this one, with personnel a little bit shaky on the Boston side, Toronto with motivation, maybe to even play some defense here. They're 1-4 to the under off of a straight-up win. They're 2-5 to the under on the back-to-back. I'm going to look for it to go under. Raptors are 25th in pace, Tony, and I think the motivation is certainly there for Toronto to try to move up to the 7 or 8 spot so they don't have to play the 9-10 matchup. So that's the way I'm going to look at it when it comes to tonight's game with Toronto and Boston. Look, the move is on Toronto, no doubt about it. I'm pretty sure that everyone can see that most of the send-out, even the openers, were a bit higher than this, as high as 5. And now what are we looking at? 2.5, 3 maybe. So pretty significant move on a Toronto team. We know Boston, 29 games over 500. They're playing at home. Toronto, a game over 500, and the move is totally on Toronto here. These are the signs you have to take this time of the season. It's tough because you might end up on some sides you don't feel comfortable with, but this is the time if you want to stay involved in the NBA, it's not for the faint of heart these last couple of games. And I don't want any of our viewers to get frustrated if they're playing on their own and wondering, what's going on? Why are these good teams not playing well? Why are some teams losing by 40 points? I will note, Tony, as I send it back to you here, I'll take the under tonight. As I said, 224 when I sent it into you, Tony, but obviously it's lower than that now at 223.5, is it? I thought it was even a little bit. No, 224. I have it penciled down at 220 on my numbers, so I might have misquoted earlier in saying what the total is. So you see where I'm headed with this game. I think it's a 220 game or lower. So that's the way I'll look. But Tony, just looking back at the Tankapalooza games over the last several years. And again, it's a little bit different because everyone at the bottom now, those 3 teams, 14, whatever it is, they all get equal ping pong balls. It doesn't matter if they're last, next to last, or second from last. Everybody gets the same ping pong balls. So it's not a big deal once you get to that point. But I don't remember, Tony, the lines going up to 17, 18, 19 points in some of these games. It always seemed to me like those late season games were always hanging around double digits, low double digits, 12, 13, 14. But to see the way, these games keep sneaking up on these bad teams, and what starts out early in the day is a, 15-point spread and goes off at 19, and, they end up rolling them by 25, should be pretty obvious. Put away your record keeping and just market handicap. I'll try to coach it up maybe if I can in the Discord if anybody wants to do that. But it's pretty simple advice late in the season. I'm a steam chaser. Everybody knows that, but I'm willing to go against them. Not right now. This is where you want to follow the market, especially if it's telling you that it doesn't make any sense. Well, Tony, it's hard to put a thought into someone's head and just say do it anyways. But that's the way I look at it in the last 3 games of the season here.
All right, Ramon here on the on this Raptors Celtics under 224, 223.5 in some places. It's sharpest book in the world. Some of the sharps are going under with you, Ramon. So that's why we're seeing it. That's where we get the sharpest book in the world is our line source here on our live odds here graphics for the show. Yeah, you got to really know the scenarios and kind of read the tea leaves. It takes a lot of experience here when you do this. If you're in a back-to-back situation late in the league, late in the season, you got a little bit of cushion. You probably will rest guys. I think that's the situation I looked for Boston. That's how I looked at it. I said there is more motivation. If you want to stay away from that 9-10 because it's instant elimination. That 7-8, you do have second life. I mean, if you lose that 7-8 game. What happens there, you lose that 7-8, is that Ramon, you get the shot here at playing one more shot to get in.
Yeah, you get the 9-10. The 9-10 winner plays the 7-8 loser. So that does give you a little bit of hope, but you definitely want to get into that spot, maybe even get the home game in there. So that's definitely the motivation. You see the line move there clearly on Toronto. Everybody knows Boston is, a elite team this season up there in the East. And, well, I think the situation's a little bit easier to read than the injuries on some of these guys. But again, like Brown, listen, it's probable tonight. He's got that was a back injury. He just missed the game 24 hours ago. So you wonder how long these guys will play and things like that. So I just see that's what we're starting to see, right? We're almost seeing some real extremes out there, Tony, on these totals right now. We're definitely seeing some wild scores too, especially in some of those 140, 115, whatever. But we're also seeing it go the other way in some of the matchups. We've seen some very low-scoring teams where the games are starting to, I don't know, they're starting to kind of look like the 80s a little bit again, a little bit with some of these scores. I mean, not, Knicks Bulls unders, but back in the day, remember, the score would be like, 79-75.
Yeah.
When those guys out there like Oakley was out there and everything, but still, we're starting to see games that are hanging around, 105, 103, kind of like I mentioned that Boston game against Toronto in January. I think that's what we're headed for tonight, just a game where the teams are barely cracking 100 points in this one. So you're right, no doubt. Keep an eye on the line moves, the patterns, and know the playoff situation for each team. You can't go into a handicap at all without knowing exactly what the motivation is. You look at a team like Boston, if you just take a cursory glance, you'd say, well, they could catch Milwaukee. They're not going to catch Milwaukee. 3 with 3 left, Milwaukee'd have to lose them all. Boston would have to win them all. We're talking about Milwaukee. And we already see that Giannis is in for tonight. So same thing with Boston and Philly. That's a little bit more precarious, maybe. Boston with a 2-game lead over Philly with 3 games left. But really, could they really reverse it? I'm not sure that they can. Boston is going to get one more home game here against Toronto. Toronto could get a big confidence-boosting victory tonight, and Boston could come back and, backtrack into the next one to make sure they secure it over Philadelphia. They'll have their motivation there, but remember, this is the back-to-back one, and Friday we'll have a day off, obviously, with the Thursday rest day for these two teams as they stay in Boston and play the next game right there. Toronto will stay in Boston tonight and tomorrow, and then play on Friday again.
All right, there, Ramon, here on the under. Just note here that Boston score, if we flash 4-4, it's been reversed. The ball was foul. Umpire ruled it a home run. They reversed it to foul, so still 4-1 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gets out of the inning. So out of the inning there, 4-1 Pitt over Boston's. 3 runs taken off the board there as they go to the top of the 8th. All right, Ramon here on Celtics Raptors under 224. This one will have a start time here, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony's picks for today's action. Of course, we got baseball, 3 games still to go in baseball, as we should be getting that Guardians game started right now. So 2 left on the board, baseball, 3 from hockey. And don't forget, we've got also an 8-game card from the NBA. Ramon, so we'll post that record again for Ramon. 5,170 units of profit. Fantastic results for Ramon for 2023. It is all documented over at Tony's Picks. You can verify that by going to Ramon's handicapper page and checking it out there. So tonight, what do you have going over at the site?
Take the under, free play, next game. You got 1 minute to get it in. Good thing you weren't keeping score yesterday, Tony. We'll plan a little better next time on that wraparound. Tonight, Tony, in the NBA. I think I've got the situation down with a lot of the teams in the NBA. I had to pare it down to 5 plays. I know this is a time where a lot of folks are scared. And yeah, I've had a few bad beats myself, but I feel great about the NBA card, and I'm coming with a 5-pack. And I wanted to go a little more, but we just took the 5 best and left it at that. We'll find other ways to distribute it. Maybe we'll get one out there on Twitter as well. So 5 games, just $30 right now. I'm lowering prices right now. I want everyone to capitalize and take advantage of my hot run. With that plus Mr. 5,000 record right now, I want everyone to be able to get involved. They're looking to get a bankroll started. They're not sure. They keep, picking their own games and maybe winning some games, losing some games. You can still do that. Just put these 5 plays in your back pocket. Make sure you play them. Make sure you get out on top with me, and ensure yourself some winners to keep your bankroll growing and get it ready for the NBA postseason, because we know there's no take-a-palooza, Tony. There's no resting players in the postseason. Yeah, there's some situations that injuries could crop up. And stuff like that, but the motivations are there. We know what the playoffs are all about. Wins and losses, road and home. Make sure you get involved with my long-term package at Tony'sPicks.com. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day sales are up for me because of this streak I've been on. We're looking to get it hot again here in the next couple of days. We head into the weekend, especially wrap up the regular season, get into the playoffs, but mostly Major League Baseball. You mentioned it, Tony. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be on the night game tonight. Just watch the Royals, maybe. I think my 5-pack is in it. Well, 4-pack. I should have looked at more closely at the weather, maybe. I did see it did say 50% on my chart. So and with a 4-pack today with that early action, and could get 3 winners out of it. So why not get on board with this NBA package? Let's keep it going tonight in the NBA, a 5-pack for just $30. And I got 1 game still coming on hockey. I just wanted to confirm the goalie, and I'm sure I'll get news here soon on the 1 game that I think it's just going to be 1 game in hockey tonight. So probably throw my $15 play on that, everybody. Stick around for that. Also, Tony, be in action this week. I did my podcast with my MMA partner. We'll have UFC 287 this weekend. It's a pretty big card. They're going to Miami for the first time in 10 years for the rematch between Pereira and Adesanya, world-class kickboxers fighting for the world championship. And Pereira, who upset Adesanya. Adesanya was heading for victory last time when Pereira got the knockout late and took the championship away from him. So it's a big one this week. It's Adesanya and Pereira too, even though these guys have fought 3 other times. Actually, they fought twice in world championship kickboxing competitions before they were UFC fighters. So it's actually the 4th time that they'll meet with a title on the line. So Ferreira and Adesanya 2 is this Saturday, and we'll have that one as well. Brewers just tied it up with the Mets 6-6. Tampa wraps it up 7-2 against Washington, Tony.
That's right. Get on board with most got over at Tony's Picks. We just saw the Rangers take the lead 4-2 on a home run. A lot of action here in the afternoon. Get on board with Ramon. He's got that 5-pack from the NBA. It's guaranteed at $30 must win, or the amount you purchase is credited back to your account for side credits. That is profit guaranteed. Long-term passes available as well. You get that 1-month pass from Ramon. Get all Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. That would include the remainder of the NBA regular season, play-in round, and about the first round and a half of the postseason. Same with hockey. Regular NHL season is over in 1 week, 7 days away. Then we get into the playoff action here next week from about 10 days from the playoffs from the NHL. Get a lot of about 3 weeks of coverage from the NHL playoffs from Ramon with that 1-month pass, all of his baseball and peripheral sports as well, like the UFC. So remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. Access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land on his page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon. We got our Twitter account for you over at Tony6Ramon. More content there, as well as, of course, they can find you on the Morning Steam, another show in the books, and, of course, more content over on the Discord.
Yeah, I'll have my Twitter play out, probably come at you maybe in a late NBA game or maybe that Toronto KC game. I thought Mindy gave a good preview of it, so maybe I'll save it for the NBA game that didn't make my card, a game I do like, a team that, well, let's just say I've faded them a lot of times in this role. I made no bones about it, but we're going to go back to them. We're going to take them this time because that's what we do at this time of the year. So maybe some people who watch the show every day might know what team that is, but I'm going to take a team where I don't usually take them in this role. I would totally be against them, but I'm going to take them tonight because that's what's happening in the NBA. So join us tomorrow for more Morning Steam. We were back today with a pretty busy show, and we'll be even busier tomorrow with the action. So join us on the Morning Steam here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, and 6 Pacific. Mindy, Han, and I go over the card of all the major games on the betting card for the day. Try to do it with a little analysis, mostly just rapid-fire picks since we do every game. And, if you need a little extra analysis, we can always talk to you in the Discord. Head on over to our Discord channel. It's up there listed at the top of the chat, and you can get involved in the conversation there. You see everyone. I don't know what we were looking at there, that picture of the weather from Walking Spotted Bear. He's trying to clue us in. Don't go outside, take an umbrella, things like that. And TJ there with his Yankees hat on. Great to see everyone. Hope TJ's okay with that, appearing on the 37,000 subscriber YouTube channel.
That's right, guys. So check us out the Discord. More content, more picks from the community. You see Butterscotch. You'll find his locks there as well. So get on board there on the Discord. Click the link in the description, and you'll get there as well. Don't forget, Ramon Scott is on Twitter. Tony's Picks Ramon is where you'll find him. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Shout out Team Steam.
You got it. Team Steam, shout out. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here, Game Day Picks, Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us, get the plays in real time, get the best numbers when you do that. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. It is now time for my play. We're getting to the game at the top of the hour today here as we go into the Seattle game. As the Seattle will be taking on the Angels. We see the line here, and this total's crept up a half. Thank you. From 7 to 7.5. Where did that come from? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to make sure we are getting these lines from the sharpest book in the world. Okay, sharpest book in the world is where this line source is from, and we've seen some sharp money here on that over, right? We're seeing the over here at now 7.5, and there's heavy juice in the under, by the way, but you can get heavy juice on the under, total 7.5. But we'll be looking here at the under here, and this one under 7 here with the Angels and Mariners. And Ohtani's on the hill today. We'll be flexing on the mound here for this. For Mariners team, but Ohtani, look what he's coming in. Right, he opened up against Oakland, no runs, 10 strikeouts, 6 innings. Ohtani, he has been trending to the under heavily in his career. Both bullpens have been performing well. Of course, Flexen had pitched a little better at home during his career in Seattle. the right-hander, had been primarily working in relief, but injury to Robbie Ray, Flexen now inserted in the starting rotation. Not surprising there. You know, these former starters will see starting roles when there's injuries in the rotation. So we're going to go that route here with the under here, under 7.5 if you do your shopping here, as we're seeing the total creep down to 7.5 here. And not a whole lot of juice there, minus 111 there on the total 7.5. Of course, this one, we'll start here, top of the hour. All right, guys, check out Tony'sPicks.com right now. I got a late night game tonight here from Major League Baseball. That's my premium play, best bet on the board right now. So get on board with it if you would over at Tony'sPicks.com with my premium play tonight. It'd be a best bet here from Major League Baseball. Tonight's game between Toronto as well as the Kansas City Royals is my best bet of the day today. So get on board. Only $15 profit guarantee. Also, my long-term passes, 30-day pass. Get all my premium plays for 30 days. Include all my NBA, with my NBA playoffs coming up, as well as the Major League Baseball in there as well for 30 days over at Tony's Picks. So don't forget that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Let's get to the recap of the plays from today's show. And today we had Ramon and Mindy. Mindy liked the Royals Blue Jays over 8.5. Raptors Celtics under 224 for Ramon, and I'll be here on the Angels and Mariners under total of 7.5 runs. All right, that's going to do here for this edition here of Game Day Picks. We'll be back again tomorrow with more show for you. We'll bring our cappers in, and just want to continue on here. Maybe just give you a quick update here on some of the scores if you're out there commuting. There are some, we'll get the plays up here. Let's see where we're at here with the scores. Still trying to get adjusted here to this new set that I have. So we'll get it up here in a second. We'll get to the scoreboard here for you guys. Updating on the scores for today's action. Of course, that Cubs-Reds game postponed because of bad weather. That game will be made up on September 1st. That was the news that came out on that one. So no game tonight between the Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. All right, let's get you updated here on the rest of the games. Some final, some in progress. And Tampa Bay close it out here. They get the victory 7-2 here against the Nationals. Big favorites. The run line also came in. I think it was like $1.40 around start time. It closed at $1.54 on that run line. Again, Nationals continuing their struggles. Yankees get the win and cover the run line. 4-2 Yankees over the Phillies. Phillies continue their struggles. We have now final here as Marlins get it done. 5-2 here against the Twins. Push the closing total of 7 there. Twins were favored to close at minus 116. Cardinals and the Braves. Braves have done it again. They close it out 5-2 against the Cardinals, going under a total of 9. Closing line here, Cardinals were the favorite at minus 118. Bottom 7th in progress. Still, it's not 4-4. It is 4-1. That run was taken off the board here for these. The 3 runs were taken off the board. It was a foul ball that was graded as a home run. But then of course they disputed the call on the field, and they overturned it. So it is 4-1 Pittsburgh here, as we'll get that update for you there in just a second. All right, we'll continue on here on our scoreboard watch here. 6-6 here, the Mets and Brewers. Brewers tying it up here. This one top of the 7th. We also have Orioles and Rangers in progress. 4-2 Texas leading bottom of 7th in this one. And, of course, the White Sox and the Giants. White Sox have extended lead to 4-1, bottom 6th. Cease was on the mound to start here against Cobb. It looked like a pretty good pitching matchup. Still trending under here. The closing total was 7.5. And Detroit and the Astros. Astros up 4-1 on Detroit. Detroit light hitting team, although they got some runs over the first 2 games of this series. And, of course, the run line in play as well here in the bottom of the 6th. Guardians and Athletics will be starting in just a bit. I think Ramon said he liked that under in that game. Guardians will be favored minus 125. Bottom 1st, that one has begun, by the way. Of course, the game I covered earlier, Angels and Mariners, still 7.5. And, of course, we've got the Royals and the Blue Jays. And, of course, the Blue Jays, big favorites in this one, Manoah on the hill there for the Toronto Blue Jays here. Let's see if we have any other update on the scores here. We're still looking 6-6 there on that game between the Mets and the Brewers, which was an interesting one indeed. So let's continue on here on the show. Let's see what we have here. I want to do some updates on this. I think we got you through the rest of the scores here. 5-2, 4-2, and we're still 4-2 there on the Texas Rangers. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. All right, we got to the recap, so that's going to do it for our show, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. We'll be back here again tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in if you would. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today. Going to wake up out, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening.